I just told Chris Biggie I watched the first episode of White Lotus yesterday, season 3.
Me too.
What'd you think?
I mean,
I was disappointed.
Really?
I didn't think hardly anything happened at all, really.
No boobies?
no.
No, it was
That's why.
it was the
You're so shallow. Because that show, if memory serves, and it's not a show that I watch, so I may be talking out my butthole here, but I know in the first season, all you two could talk about was boobies, boobies, boobies on parade.
All right, that's fair enough.
So they draw you in, like every other HBO show in creation.
In
Boobies,
Mau-
boobies, boobies.
That was Maui, season 1, right.
And then they moved to...
Well, in the second season, they went to Italy. Also, some really good sex scenes.
Yeah.
Early.
That's how they get you, and you're hooked. So Biggie's in, and then they just gradually taper off.
Well, this year was, so far, all we've seen is a completely naked Patrick Schwarzenegger. You remember Arnold Schwarzenegger saw it on the red carpet at
Yes.
a premiere and said he wasn't expecting it. And Patrick Schwarzenegger, his son, is naked, backside only, but nearly all the way, you know.
Yep. You do get a glance of his dong, though.
Is he wearing a sock?
I didn't even see his
No,
name.
they said it was all him, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, Patrick?
Well, Arnold said, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, does it? I don't do a Schwarzenegger impression,
Yeah.
but he's like,
Yeah, I'm not surprised he took his clothing off in the set.
didn't have any problem.
It's not encouragement.
Didn't have
He's been doing that for years.
Whether it was in the script or not.
Yeah, they loved it. I mean, and Schwarzenegger said,
This is how I answered the door when they knock on my trailer.
oh, yeah. Boy, and Schwarzenegger said, the ladies are going to love this. They get to see Patrick completely nude. But it's a weird family dynamic with that crew.
Yeah, it's
weird.
Yeah, it did a lot. You're right. It set up basically everybody.
I have no problem with the first episode not being to my liking because I think they're just setting up, here are the people on there. What the show is about, a fictional hotel called White Lotus. Each season is taking place in a different place. This time it's in Thailand. And
They're already guessing that Thailand tourism to that part of the world will increase.
Yeah, it always does, wherever they set it. Now and then the different families come in and you sort of see their backstory, and they all intermingle while they're there staying at the hotel. But they have a weird relationship. Now, interestingly, they're from our area. They're from Durham, North Carolina. And
the main family?
There's like 4 main families. One of them. And it's a really rich family with a mom and dad, and Patrick Schwarzenegger is one of the kids.
Oh.
All right. So, and there are 2 other kids. And the mother, this also turned me off. She did like a Southern accent, and she didn't sound like she was from here. You know, she was sort of faking it. You know, it was a fake Southern accent. She's like, he went to Duke, and I went to Chapel Hill, and, you know, Grayson over here is choosing between one or the other. And the dad's like, he's got to go to Duke. She goes, he's going to Chapel Hill. And it's like, all right.
They should have called you on the set to do your Southern Girl.
Well, exactly.
My God.
If they need Southern Girl, if they needed somebody,
You
like
could be
voice
like
training.
Yeah.
Vocal coach.
Exactly. I should have been in Thailand, vocal coaching this woman. And it took me out of it.
Oh, my God.
As soon as I...
a cupcake.
You
Well,
know,
and the guy that plays the father is actually British, I believe.
is he?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I think that,
So I paused it on the first scene, and I said, they ain't from North Carolina. You can see they don't talk.
That's the wrong dialect.
That's the wrong dialect entirely. And the woman especially is really over the top. I mean, it's, you know, real Southern belle. She goes, we're from Carolina. It's like, all right, we don't call it Carolina. We call it, North Carolina. It just, it got to me. And so I did not love it. But I know I will like it. They always draw me in.
Is this a watch alone or watch with wife?
Wife, she loves it. We're both big fans of that show. It's good. It always starts with something at the beginning, like a murder or something. You don't know who's killed or how it's done, and then it'll say 1 week earlier, and that's when they all arrive. You know,
They set it up good with that.
They
though.
did. That was well done. It's like a shooter on the property. You hear a gun firing, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" And then it goes 1 week earlier when all the families arrive, and it does make me want to go to Thailand. I mean,
if you can drive.
Yeah, only. And I say that, but when I see it, I just don't want to be that far from home. I said,
I'm from Carolina.
That's too far. I said, everybody's too far. That's too far away. I said to my wife, we can't go there.
No, it's too far from
It's
Durham.
Too far from Durham. We can't be. I can't go all that way. There's
And the dad gets a phone call. Not to do too many spoilers here.
Yeah.
But I did think of Chris Kelly that one day you'll get that call.
It was from
A call.
Well, it was from the Wall Street Journal. And they said, we're doing a report on somebody you worked with. And he goes, I worked with him 5 years ago. I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you know that he invested in the in Brunei? Well, the answer is so Chris Kelly, too. Well, I know he went to Brunei. Knowing full well you gave him money to invest.
And then,
So we got some corruption
clearly
to be uncovered.
I mean, his eyes are darting back and forth like mine do.
Yeah.
And then he hangs up the phone. He's like, damn it. They're investigating. And he's going to get, I think he's going to lose all his money while he's in Thailand, with his family.
Yeah.
And it's not to give too much away, but it's a very weird dynamic between brothers. Like Patrick Schwarzenegger and his brother, it's kind of like they're,
there's like
very sexual.
Yeah, it's like a weird,
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Schwarzenegger plays like the brother who's cool.
Yeah.
Like he's immediately once they're there, he's like, yeah, I'm getting some poon while I'm here.
Oh, he's
How old is Mr. Schwarzenegger roughly?
25?
Yeah, probably.
I'm guessing?
Yeah.
But I think he's playing like 22, and his brother's more like 17.
Yeah, and his younger brother's kind of like, you can tell he's trying to he kind of looks up at him.
Mm-hmm.
But there is this weird kind of he's staring at his brother naked.
Yeah, it's weird.
You're kind of like, what's going on there?
I said to my, we don't do that in Carolina.
Come on.
They gonna give us
some
by a
pants
name.
I'm
on.
not going to do that. Put your pants on. They have to share.
Parading around here in your birthday suit.
Exactly. It's like they share a room together. And
Well, that's not uncommon for brothers.
But they're like talking while they're in beds next to each other. And Schwarzenegger says, big question is, how am I going to jerk off the whole time with you in the bedroom? And the kid just looks at him like, I don't know. And he goes, I'll just go to the bathroom. He gets up, he's completely naked and carrying his iPad, going to the bathroom, like looking back over his shoulder, like, come here.
Yeah.
And I said, they from Carolina. We're not going to. And I said, he's not Chapel Hill material. You can go and go to Duke. Go to Duke if you want to. I didn't care one thing about that. I told him.
Do they have any gear from the schools? Because you're wearing your North Carolina gear right now.
But they talk about it immediately. They're all like, the mom's for Chapel Hill and the dad's for Duke.
And the mom's all pilled up.
Big time.
I mean, they did not make.
No, they didn't make us look
state
good.
of North Carolina.
Well, she came through. I just took a little, what is it?
Lorazepam.
Yeah. I just took some lorazepam, take the edge off. And the husband's like, good.
Well, because she comes in, she's like, I got my second win. And he's like, ugh.
And then she's so pilled up, she fell asleep at dinner. And like, Mom.
Face in food.
Shake her awake.
They've done that a few
This
times.
does not represent our state.
Was this dinner like in the restaurant with a lot of people watching?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it's not like in the room.
No, they're out at the dining room.
The whole deal was when you go to this place, it's supposed to be like a wellness resort.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not supposed to have their phones at all.
Mm-hmm.
And the one lady tries to take them. She's like, we put all the phones in this bag. And the family's like, no, you won't.
No.
So the dad's like using the phone. They're breaking all the rules, basically, because they're rich.
Yeah.
They think.
That's right.
Because he says finally, he's like, we're not here for wellness. We're here to have fun.
Yeah. And,
we're keeping our phones. My son's going to jerk off with his iPad.
And he did.
Yeah.
There's some strange homoerotic tones with the brother.
Big time.
That's why we're here.
Big time.
Yeah.
She's here to mix a lot of tropical fruit drinks with her prescription meds.
And I just said, we don't jerk off in front of our brothers in Carolina.
Come on.
We're not going to do that.
And I'll tell you, if we're going to Carolina and Duke, none of them seem real bright.
Well, they're dumb. They're all dumb. That's what
Well, he's a legacy.
Well, I didn't like that. That's why I turned. It's probably the wrong opinion because right there I was turned off because they made us look so stupid.
Well, because one worker says, like, we're going to do a biometric test tomorrow on you to see, kind of your see where your wellness is. And she's like, a test?
I can't take a test.
Is it hard?
That one too. I turned to my wife like, "You went to Carolina. You should be upset." And I couldn't even get into Carolina.
No, yeah.
How does that make me feel? I couldn't get in there. And she's like, "I can't take no test." I was like, all right, you went to Chapel Hill. Come on, Biggie's right.
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
It's a good dynamic of old and young though, because you have the old father who, when she comes in, is like, second win. He's like, oh God,
right.
And then you have the young son who's like, look, I'm going to have to beat off all the time because there's so much. I can't even be around these hot women, and all I'm thinking about is sex,
Right.
so I'm going to have to beat off constantly.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, what a dichotomy of...
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
It seems like they're setting him up for some sort of incident with a masseuse.
Something's going to happen with him. I don't
there's
know.
some...
Yeah, oh yeah. He's like...
There's
and
some
he came
older
on to
women.
women.
Yeah.
This Patrick Schwarzenegger, and they didn't want anything to do with him, even though he's good looking and they were good looking.
Or is he masking his gayness? Who knows?
Could be that.
True.
Yeah, could be that.
There is...
I like this storyline.
There is a group of women there at the resort. It's 3 older women because that's
Friends,
what
related?
friends.
All friends from high school.
They all and they grew up together, but one is now a famous actress.
She's like a TV show actor.
yes,
And I think to the level where some people recognize her, but many don't. They're like, "Are you on TV?"
well, because the son says, Patrick Schwarzenegger says to her, "Hey,
wait a minute, you're on
I
Are you
TV.
recognize
Mariska
you.
Hargitay?
Exactly.
That's it. About that level,
Yeah.
maybe a little less.
Hit
Now-
show, but not everybody
That's
watches.
right. Now, I love that we're talking about this. I really related to this as well. I related to 2 storylines. The dumb people from Carolina.
Yes.
Obviously.
Obvi.
Now,
Because you got waitlisted
that's right. I can't
at
even
the
get
actual school.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get into that.
I got
school.
waitlisted,
I'm
y'all.
Waitlisted. And then 3 women who were friends from high school, and I know how this is. One is a TV celebrity, okay, and very attractive. The second is attractive also, not quite as, and it becomes known that she's married to somebody who does great things and is really rich, and you know she can give back, and she's very successful, and she makes that known during the broadcast. The third, they just look at her and go, "Man, you must work hard," because she's like beaten up by life. You can tell. And by the end, she sees the other 2 and she starts crying. That's how I feel when I'm out with like Chris Demm and some of our other friends. I go back later. Like when we go on our beach trips, I'll just stare down from the balcony and start crying.
yeah." And what's great about them is it shows the true meaning of friendship, which is they're all fake nice to each other.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Oh, but you should be so proud of what you've done. You're a career woman. Oh, but you're a hit actress. Oh. And clearly they're all jealous of each other's
other.
lifestyle.
But the third one is being left out of that. They
Does
never.
she have a darker story that we haven't heard
Well,
of?
probably.
Like
Probably.
time in jail.
There's always something.
And she's draining a lot of wine, which I also am you know,
Yeah.
I'm close to that situation as well.
Yeah.
She's drinking a lot
Yes.
of wine.
Relatable.
Stories are relatable. That's true.
I'm going to need a lorazepam. She just pops in every 3 minutes with some line about pills.
That's right. This is our review of the first episode of White Lotus. It reminded me, you know how upset I was in the series finale of Sex and the City? I almost didn't go back to the reboot. And the reason was
I'm trying to block it out, frankly.
one of the women, Charlotte, was going to adopt a baby. And a woman who was giving birth and giving the baby up for adoption was from Charlotte and traveled to New York to meet with Charlotte, the character. And she said, "I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina." And I said to my wife, we do not talk. That's not the way we talk.
Correct.
You know, and by the end of the episode, she had decided she wasn't going to give the baby up for adoption. She was going to keep the baby. And the character said, "Why did you put us through this? Why did you come to New York?" She goes, "We wanted a free trip to New York." And I said, "That makes us look bad yet again. That is not what we sound
Although
like."
I would have done the exact same thing.
We're mercenary, but we're not that dumb.
Yeah. Really, that's thinking out of the box. Y'all want this baby? We are going to see Times Square.
Is that Wicked playing? Is that a Bubba Gump?
I know. And I don't understand Wicked. I just saw Wicked and had to have a tutorial through it. I'm so dumb. I don't understand Wicked.
Why is she green?
Why is she green? Why is the donkey talking? I don't know if you've seen the film the way it is. But I will be. I'll probably be in the theater to see part 2 in November. It's a real probability. It might be the next time I'm in the theater. Sorry, we didn't get to my news on Paul McCartney or Conway Twitty. I'm sorry. That's right. That's right. I had Conway Twitty. We'll have to save it for another time. I apologize. On the